Don't worry about where I was.
What? He's more German than you are.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I was
also born in Germany.
I was born in Sudan.
So he claims.
Papierden Museum.
Yeah, all the days.
My country's in war right now.
Damn.
1-0.
Damn.
Yeah, you lot
Sorry about that.
are in a weird place in this world, man. You lot just have to like pander to everybody.
Kind of have to.
Yeah, man, Germans.
Yeah, like, you lot screwed up that badly, you know.
The thing is, though,
You lot changed the course of the world when you think about it.
Yeah. No,
well,
yeah,
you know what's funny? Yeah, we're saying you lot. He's a black German.
Yeah.
He would have been in the camps, you know.
Exactly, yeah. They wouldn't have cared.
Do you know what? It's kind of mad because like even to this day, yeah. And I remember telling you this back in uni, like when you hint towards kind of like
My man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man's nuts.
No. If a policeman overhears you, like he'll come over and he'll be like, "Yo, what you man talking about? Like I just want to know."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Bro, chill out. We're just doing a history lesson right now."
Do you know what's crazy? To touch on Gaz's points, you lot so badly that even now, to this day, this conflict is still your fault.
Yeah.
This is still technically your fault, yeah.
The current conflict that's going on.
It's technically you, man.
The butterfly effect.
Exactly, bro.
But I say your fault, bro. As Huss just said, I would have been a victim.
Okay.
And you lot decided to join them instead.
Nah, that's my grandma's fault. To be look. After the war, they were doing really good deals in terms of like immigration. You're getting bags of money if you moved in.
That's facts. Like, yo, please, we need tourism.
No, they literally do. They were like, yo, if you want a work visa, we're gonna give you a yard and money, which is as to why that whole alt-right started rising again, and they were like, we want all these immigrants out. But that's a different conversation for another day.
Yeah.
It's a different conversation for another day.
Yeah, the conversation today is a load of film and TV stuff. So maybe we should focus on that instead.
What a segue. That's why he's the host. That's why
pro,
he's the host.
pro.
Segway.
Maybe we should focus on that instead. We are the Post-Credit Scene podcast, a 14 HQ original, lovers of film, TV and theatre, thanks to Manny. Manny's not here today. And Basola is resting up. She's a hard worker.
Both losers, man. F that, bro. Nah, f all that about hard worker. Because if I call in sick, yeah, these man will sit here for 20 minutes cussing me out, yeah. So do you know what we're gonna do? We're cussing both out. Manny, lazy. Okay, guys, he didn't even get out of bed this morning. He sent us old pictures of central lines, okay, to be like,
Sunday,
it's not working.
that packed.
I've seen that picture before, you know. Google it. Google central line packed, and that's the first picture on Google. He's chatting. Okay, Bisola, she was like, oh, I started my period. Okay, not feeling well. Where's the proof? Okay, like I just, Manny's at least sending fake photos, right? Do you know what I mean? Okay, F them both, right, for not being here. And yeah, this pod is great, and we're gonna do great things. Yeah.
Jason?
I don't know how to follow that one up, I'll be real. But I'm good, I'm here to pod. Shouts out to Manny and Biz.
Them, man.
Shout out to Manny and Bish. Jason, how are you, bro?
Nah, I'm all good. Excited to have the convos we're about to have.
Have the what?
Convos that we're about to have.
Convos. Got you.
A lot of things to talk about, I think. And I know this ep will already be out, I think.
No, it
time.
won't.
Not this ep, the previous ep.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of like one word feelings on Captain America.
Average.
Yeah, mid.
Okay, cool. Noted.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Bush, how are you?
I'm feeling good. Feeling spicy. Feeling alright. Looking forward to this conversation. I think we are really in our podding bag this year, man. This 3-man pod thing is kind of suiting. You know what I mean? I'm still not against the 4-5. 5 end of the year, you know, but I'm not against the 4-man pod and stuff. But I like the 3-man. It's fun.
Cool.
How are you guys?
Yeah. Same old. I'm alright. We move.
How's the love life?
Non-existent still, which is fine. Yeah, non-existent.
Just plowing through things.
Daredevil born again.
Born again.
Well, we're going to split this episode in kind of like 2, but it's going to be one cohesive episode, hopefully. First 20, 30 minutes, we're going to dive into like a preview of Daredevil Born Again. We spoke about it briefly in previous episodes, but we think it deserves its own little segment. It's probably one of Marvel's biggest projects of this year. There's a lot of fanfare from the sort of Netflix series, which is now transitioning to Disney, and then there's a whole load of conversations to be had about that alone, with sort of Disney's hands being on it and people's feelings about that. And the cast are much adored as well from the Netflix show. Second half will be like a wrap up of Feb, because there's been a lot of good TV shows for sure, and some, there's been a mix and match of films to talk about. So we're going to split this episode into two. It should be a good one. Starting off with our Daredevil preview. It releases on the 4th of March. Well, Born Again, releases on the 4th of March in the USA and the 5th of March in the UK. See, come on, kids, come on, bro. You have to have faith in me, bro. Locked in, bro. And it's a series that I know I'm highly anticipating, but I think I've spoken about this series enough. I'm going to be here to support. But I'm intrigued to know both of you, Huss and Jason, your sort of relationship to either the comic aspects of Daredevil as a character, or the Netflix series, or a mix and match of both, before we dive into like season 1, season 2, season 3 of the original. Did you like Daredevil as a character growing up? Care about him? Not? Some interesting comics? Let me know your thoughts.
It was funny, in the comic books, yeah, he was always a confusing character to me, because he was always put in these such unrealistic like situations away from Hell's Kitchen and that kind of stuff. Like, like he there's a thing, comic book where he fought and beat Spider-Man. Yeah. There's a comic book where he fights Hulk, and it's like, what's really going on here? You know what I mean? Like, he shouldn't be able to fight these dudes, and he's also he's also in the like, he's not a good guy overall. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not even like an anti-hero either, but he falls into that unknown gap of like anti-hero and then hero in the middle of that, but which is like super weird. And I guess the way that Netflix kind of brought that to life was in the dark tones instead of through the character himself. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they kind of more relied on just like, that like the theme of it representing how kind of dark his situation is. But he was actually in general in the Netflix thing was a good guy. Obviously towards the later seasons he gets a bit more ravenous and gruesome and stuff. But yeah, so like my like connection was that I actually thought he was more grounded on TV than in the comic books. Yeah.
Do you think it worked?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it was a kind of like how we got like X-Men in 2001, and that, where like it kind of showed the rest of the industry that if you do something in a certain way, it can work. Whereas like superhero series is at the time we had like Gotham and like stuff like that, right? Do you know what I mean? So they had obviously Smallville, where both shows and most shows were based around the aspect of this wider thing happening. So like obviously Smallville, him becoming Superman, okay, and then obviously Gotham, eventually getting to Batman, right? And they spent 7 seasons just doing that story. Whereas like in a film, that's like the intro for the first 4 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So like that's what they like. They think they based it on. Whereas Daredevil, so good because it was like, well, no, he's here now. He's like who he is now. We're now going to build his world. If anything, it reminded me of obviously now looking forward, the Batman, like the way that like Rob Pat, we're getting to know him, sick, but the world around him is being built. Do you know what I mean? And it's the same thing with Daredevil. Like by season 2, 3, okay, like every other character and villain becomes so important to every part of the story. Whereas like you don't get that quite a lot. I'm a sharp now.
No, you're good. I think like my first introduction to him like was probably
Man was thirsty after that speech. Yeah.
Fuck is good. No, go. Okay. I'll fuck around.
But my first introduction was the I think it was Ben Affleck film.
Oh my god.
That was my first ever introduction into Daredevil, and I was a kid, so I was just like, oh, shit, like Daredevil was kind of cool.
2003.
2003, yeah. You know, but
What was the film that had the basketball scene? Was that
That's the one.
yeah,
No, basketball. They're in a playground. You're thinking of
the playground scene?
him and
I
Electra.
don't-
Him and Electra,
that's
awful.
great.
I could not tell you what I remember from there. I just remember, I want to say, was Colin...
Yes, Colin
it
Farrell.
was
as
Bullseye.
Bullseye, yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
He had the thing
yeah,
in his head.
that's the only thing I remember. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? But I didn't hate it or anything like that, right? So when the Netflix show did come about, I was just like, oh, okay.
He's back.
He's back. And then I checked out, but like, I kind of like what Huss was saying, like the way they kind of like introduced him and make him a lot more grounded. Because I would argue in the Ben Affleck film, and because I haven't read the comics, like he was a little bit unrealistic. But I think at that time anyway, superhero films were always a little bit
Yeah,
unrealistic.
He's doing backflips on a seesaw.
that's what he was doing. Yeah, it was extra, bro.
See what I mean?
By the way,
Yeah.
he was doing this in the middle of the day while he's blind. No one wanted to talk about this. He's blind with the cane in his hand and he's doing backflips
Ridiculous.
in a playground.
Ridiculous stuff. But
Genius,
it's just
man.
like with
Pure genius.
with the Netflix show, the way they kind of like brought all the way down to earth, and like I like probably like Manny, like I love the themes of shows and the ideas of it, and I know you've spoken about it, especially on your personal TikTok, like the aspect of religion and
Oh man, love that shit.
who he is and kind of like what shapes him, like, and I just think that the way they kind of like depict both kind of like these parallels and whatnot, because he's like, he wants to do good, but the way he goes about doing good is in such a visceral way and whatnot. And I'll be real, the first time I watched it, I didn't expect much from the Daredevil show, because I think that was the first,
It was their first one.
it was their first one.
Wait, I'm
No,
pretty
Jessica
sure.
Jones. Jessica Jones, I think, was their first.
No, it wasn't. It was Daredevil.
Was it Daredevil?
Daredevil.
Okay, there you go. Like,
Daredevil
and
was
then I
first,
didn't
yeah.
expect much. I was like, Marvel, Netflix, like, what's going on? And then watched it, and it's just like, it was such a nice surprise to be introduced to such a character and I think the actors involved do a lot for the show as well.
What's like, do you know, like at the time, okay, it felt like obviously you guys can talk on this too, but like it felt like I was the only one watching it. You know what I mean?
It felt like
I get what you mean.
It felt like
Do you know what I'm
that, 'cause it was like I felt like it didn't get the fanfare, especially when you
Exactly.
had, like Luke Cage then come out afterwards and Jessica Jones. A lot of people would talk about those two particular shows.
Yeah,
I think
because they were like marketed way more Marvelish.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think it's because of the grittiness that the Daredevil has, especially like once they do start introducing the Punisher and whatnot. I feel
Yeah,
like
it gets kind of crazy.
It gets crazy.
Gets kinda
So
crazy.
I guess in the sense of marketing purposes, I can see why, but it is by far the best show out of that Netflix era.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
So it's like,
It's arguably like a top 10 Netflix show in general ever.
I would agree.
I'm mad.
would
Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout.
Like honestly, it is so well done. Do you know what I mean? And we always talk about the importance of like the pacing of TV shows. And oh my god, like at times, okay, you feel like it's going a bit too slow, and then you realize, nah, it's all on purpose.
By the time you get to see his suit and his helmet, one way,
It feels earned.
it feels
Exactly.
earned. By
Exactly.
the time you get there, and it's just like, and that's where I would probably push back on you in the sense of like of like the Smallville aspects, because like in the Daredevil and within the first season, we kind of like see him become
Yeah.
who he is. But I guess it's a lot quicker than Smallville, because Smallville, like, he doesn't.
Was it
come
6
to life
seasons?
until-
Or 8 seasons? What?
I want to say maybe like
Smallville.
yeah, in Smallville,
How-
he doesn't become the Superman until way later on.
How many seasons is
It's Smallville.
yeah?
Yeah.
Because
10 seasons.
fucking hell, fam. That's what we used to do, you know, on E4 and that.
Back in the day, and like each season had like bare episodes.
We would have had
because that was
like
before-
anything from like 20 odd, no?
You're
Yeah, 20
capping.
plus usually.
Yeah.
Fucking
That
hell.
was
Flash
before
used to do that.
I remember that was before the
Hey,
writer's strike as well. Flash,
don't do that. Great series.
Oh, it wasn't slander. I was saying they used to give you
I'm
like a
slandering.
good.
I'm
They used to
slandering.
split it in half and give you like 20 episodes for a season. That's what they used to do.
Agents of Shield.
I'll be
Great show of all time.
like-
We're losing focus though.
Yeah, we're losing it. Anyway, like that's why.
Whoa.
But Daredevil, man, so good, so good.
Yeah,
Excited for the second.
guys, you're rewatching it right now, innit?
Yes.
Yes.
How is
I've
that
rewatched it
experience?
too many times. I'm a loser. So let's
Nah, bro, listen, don't do that.
don't
You know what I mean? I've got a list of watchables, so don't worry about that. But like, favorite season?
Good question. I'm right now through like at the start of season 2, but my stance has always been season 3 is my favorite. I go season 3, season 1, season 2. I know why a lot of people love season 2. I bet you're a Punisher guy. Yeah, of course you are. People love.
That's what I was about to say that.
But I was
Literally,
gonna say,
I understand.
I agree with the season 3 though, because I feel like it's very, very personal to like Matt's story.
Fact.
So I agree with that being number 1. I can see what's number 1. It's just that I feel
but like
that 2
action-wise,
Season 2 has a lot of action highlights.
bro. The thing of 2 makes you do this.
Yeah.
Because
It's
like,
not on your edge of seat. It's so
bro,
dark, it's so dark.
it's so fucked up, and like there's certain parts okay, you don't even like expect to happen, okay, because you're going, well, they're not gonna go like that far. Do you know what I mean? And they do.
Which again goes to the casting show. Like, his name is coming out of my head.
Charlie Cox.
No, the Punisher.
Oh, John Dunn.
Like his introduction, right? And it's just like Vincent D'Onofrio looks menacing as the fucking hell. Kingpin, right?
Wilson Fisk.
And
Vanessa.
John Bernthal, right? Like
He was
his
born for that
demeanor
role.
as the Punisher, like the way he's just able to just like scream, and like his introduction, like because I would probably put season 2 as my favorite as well. Like,
I'm not mad. I'm not.
oh man, he is.
Why do you like season 2?
I think, well, mainly the introduction of the Punisher. I just think the acting performance of John Bernthal is what makes the season for me. The way he's just able to kind of like him being as wrong as he is and still able to convince me, being like, I mean, is he really that wrong? Like,
Wait,
The
season
court scene
3.
is unbelievable.
Season 3. He's still in it, right?
No.
No.
because
That's Bullseye is the main antagonist in season 3.
You're right. Season 2, towards the end of it, they start to explore Frank Castle's like his background,
You
right?
need to remember which season.
Yeah.
was it
He's a
where
war
he's in the
veteran.
court scene.
Yeah.
That's
Season 2.
That's season 2.
Yeah. Okay,
that
cool.
court scene where he just kind of like just goes off
Loses
the
it,
wall
yeah.
and loses it.
I liked it.
And I was just like, do you know what? Like, not that I hear it, but I was just like, it makes so much sense for him, and the fact that John Bernthal was able to portray that so well, like, and
He's also like 5'1" in real life, you know. So for him to, bro, he's like
I think the
5'5".
interesting thing with the Punisher is, the acting is sort of visceral from an emotional perspective in terms of the violence and the action sequences. Some of that stuff is like the prison scene is incredible.
Sorry, what did you say it was?
5'1".
All right, we're gonna start a new series right here. Well, every time Huss says something that's completely wrong. He's 5'11".
He's 5'11".
Yes.
Who am I thinking of?
It's crazy.
This is five. Do you know how small 5'1" is?
Who am I thinking? Who am I thinking
what
of?
are you thinking of?
I don't want to
Wait,
know, man.
who plays Thanos?
Thanos. It's
Nah,
Josh
I'm-
Brolin.
yeah.
Josh Brolin is 6 foot plus.
I promise you, without googling it, I know he's not 5'1".
Yeah.
He's 5'5". He's 5'5". But go on, it's
No,
okay.
some of those fight scenes he has. There's the rooftop scene with Daredevil. There's the prison escape, not prison escape, but the prison scene, for example.
Yeah.
Some of those scenes are incredible. But I think the core of his character is what drives him, which is the loss of his family. That's everything that makes those sort of scenes that he has so much more pertinent. Because you know that he's been through a lot of pain. He's a war veteran as well, so you're going to assume there's some PTSD involved with that. So I get why people love season 2. I think season 2 dived into like the philosophical debate in terms of Daredevil almost crossing the line of being the same person as Frank Castle.
Exactly.
But never actually really crossing that line. But you could argue that he's not far from doing so, and that's the point of Punisher. That's the point Punisher's making, saying you're not different from me. Like, we do the same thing. He can't see that he's wrong, but neither can Matt Murdock. Which is what makes their rooftop scene when they're debating their philosophies. That's one of the best scenes in the entire show.
So good.
So I get why people love season 2.
No, because yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, isn't there even a scene on the boat where he almost like says that he will cross that line, and John Berthel's character is almost like, nah, once you cross that line, you're here.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's no going back. I mean, no, those type of kind of like philosophies, because it's like, even if we're just gonna touch on just real quick, like it's the type of philosophy that Batman and Ra's al Ghul always debate as well. Like they're trying to achieve the same greater good, so to speak, but from their different philosophies. Like Frank Castle is like, I'm killing these guys, I'm ending their life, I'm getting to the root of the problem. You're just prolonging it. Like you're just putting Wilson Fisk in pen. He's gonna come out like in
The same person which he did.
Yeah.
He's going to be the same person which
yeah,
he
he's
was.
going to be the same person which he was. He's going to come out and do the same thing. Like you're just prolonging, like you're just treating the wound rather than treating the actual symptom and whatnot. And like both characters are right and wrong in their own ways. Like, while I do think, like, because at the end of the day, the Punisher, Frank Castle, is killing people. Like,
Well, he's shooting them up,
Yeah,
man.
he's doing it brutally as
But
well.
that's the interesting part about it. It's like Matt is also not just split in terms of vigilante to sort of lawyer, but like his religious beliefs tie into the fact he's also a lawyer, and he has people like Fargy who are telling him, let's do this properly. You don't need to do this. You don't need to be a vigilante. You can be a lawyer. We can go through things properly. You don't need to risk your life and risk us losing you to clean Hell's Kitchen. But I hear Matt Murdock.
because like again, it goes to the overall kind of like concept, the themes of the show as well. Like, because Matt Murdock realizes, he knows that Foggy is right in the sense of like, look, I don't really need to do this, but like at the same time,
He loves it.
he loves it, and he doesn't want to get away from it as well. Like, but even as a whole, like he knows to some extent, like even within the justice system, it's so deeply flawed that even when a person who is clearly wrong, like there've been enough times where Wilson Fisk has almost been caught red-handed, but because of the money that he has, because of the connects that he has,
And the influence, yeah.
he's able to kind of like get around the justice.
I mean, season 3 is ridiculous what he's able to get away with. Man.
That's what I'm saying.
But
like,
see, that's why I think season 3 is obviously Fisk's like season, right? That's where he shows his power aside from his strength. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything else. So like, what? Now that we're talking about it, it's tough. Like as in like favorite season,
it's
tough.
See, my problem
Start
is
asking you who your favorite kid is.
my problem with season 2.
Wow, that's-
my problem with season 2 is too convoluted. Like there were too many subplots. So and again, I love season 2, so I'm not like taking away.
No, but like,
You had Wilson Fisk in prison.
Yeah.
You had the Punisher. You had
Yeah.
Stick. You had Elektra. You had the Hand.
Yeah.
And you
had the hand as well.
And you
Yeah.
had the Irish. That's a lot in one season. And again, I love season 2. That courtroom scene's amazing. The prison escape is amazing. The rooftop conversation is amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Matt starts to
Isn't
fall
there,
in love with Karen. Sorry, go on.
isn't there the infamous, that same season of the hallway where he has this fight and it's all one shot almost?
Yeah, they took it on from season 1 and
Yeah.
elevated the action sequence in that.
Yeah.
Because it goes from the hallway into the staircase.
Yeah, that's the one. The stairs one.
And then they remade that in Echo.
They tried to.
They tried to, yeah.
Yeah, they tried to. But that's an amazing action sequence. Some of the action sequences in Daredevil alone.
MCU.
Don't matter.
Echo.
Speaking of MCU, by the way.
Series.
oh no, I did finish that series. Oh my god, absolutely.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin is a 5'10.5".
Okay.
See, point proven.
Just
Five what?
just on season 3 though, before maybe. Anyway, season 3 I love. Bullseye. Again, you can see the sort of similarities in the two characters in Bullseye and Daredevil, and their difficult upbringings as children, which have shaped them as a person. You can see, and every season gave you like backstory, which felt earned for the characters. Like when we found out why Wilson Fisk became who he was through his father and his father abusing his mother. We found out the Punisher's obviously lost his family, his wife, his children, and obviously Poindexter as a child, we get to see why he became who he was as well. I think he unalived somebody, like through throwing a baseball or something, because he was so talented.
Coach, I believe.
Yeah, because he wouldn't let him pitch or something,
Yeah.
right? Incredible. Like, yeah, I love season 3, but season 3 still also delved into Matt's religious struggles. Obviously, sister Maggie, his mum, Father Lantom, the religious aspects of this. Man, that's some of the best TV I've seen.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It's so good.
How are you guys feeling about Born Again before we wrap up this conversation?
Do you know, like, I think it's going to be like a weird one, because I know we've spoken about like a few times that we're obviously looking forward to it because of the credit of the Netflix series. But Disney have obviously came out and the showrunners have said that this is going to be different. It's going to have the same, gravitas, but they believe that the first part it was still missing a lot. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing the fuck out of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they obviously want to make it a lot better, and they think it's way better. The one thing that we haven't like spoken about is the transition. We're acting like we ain't seen him since Netflix, right? But we've seen him 4 times now, right? We've seen him obviously Spider-Man. And we find out then that he's now his new his new job, but he's now a lawyer for the supernatural, right? So that's a thing that was never really explored in the Netflix series. Then obviously we see him in She-Hulk, smashes her, standard stuff.
Sex with a green woman, why not?
Yep, you get me. And then we see him in.
I feel like you could transition a bit with like Hulk smash.
Damn it, wait, hold on. Then we see him in She-Hulk. Wait, hold on.
Oh, so you wanted to do your yeah, go on.
And then we see him in She-Hulk. He Hulk smashed her.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same ring to
Yeah, we took too long to get there.
Well, that's all good. And then we see him in fucking Echo, right? He didn't like smash anyone there, right?
No, he didn't.
Fucking hell, God forbid.
Who is it? Echo's Haley Steinfeld, right?
No, that's Hawkeye.
That was Hawkeye. I'm thinking. I was gonna say why he missed that opportunity there.
Okay, let's move on.
But it's like we don't even know where he's really at this point, man. Okay, do you know what I'm saying? Like what is his motive? Because his motive in Echo was obviously Fisk, right? And then his motive in She-Hulk was being a lawyer. And then his motive in Spider-Man was he's just a really cool cameo. So like I don't know, like I'm interested in seeing how the MCU transition that. I hope they don't convolute it. Just give us a really simple reason as to why he is where he's at now. That's perfectly fine. I'm happy with that. I don't need you to be like he got blipped out 5 years ago and came through. Don't need any of that. Don't need any of that
Exposition to explain things to tie into other.
Exactly. Just be like, yo, man was there when it all happened. Bless, safe. And then, like you said, I think you mentioned to me, guys, if they do this as like how it was done on Netflix of like, I think it's more than 8 eps, right?
I think this is. It was originally like 18 episodes. It got whittled down to like 8 to 10.
8.
I wish it was 18. Take your time. Build it up.
For sure. But like even the Netflix series, they only had like
13
episodes and stuff like that. Like to give
8/10's dead.
I mean, if it's
8/10's dead.
Do you know what? Whittle it down for sure. I don't know, like, because the worrying thing will always be for me the showrunner's quote.
Yep, Dario Scardapane is the showrunner.
Yeah, like his quotes about kind of like he doesn't want to have 2 people in a room talking. And I don't know, it's a bit of a double-edged sword thing because it's like, okay, cool, we're gonna get action, and like we all love action, so it's just like, okay, cool. And
we need substance.
We need substance, exactly. Like I think the action will actually be quite good because Echo, a show that I didn't like, the fight scene that we did get with Daredevil. It was
dope. But Echo was, again, it was the pacing thing, right? It was everything was done so quickly. And it was just like it was like
quickly and unnecessarily.
So unnecessarily. So I hope the whole 8 to 10 eps thing doesn't mean that they're gonna rush a bunch of content into it and then hope for the best. Like I do still think like the beauty of Daredevil was that they could have like we speak about season 2 having like 7 different subplots, right? But like somehow or some way they were still able to kind of like share those subplots in season 1 and 3 to kind of spread it out a little bit. But obviously the main bulk of it was obviously in
there was some crossover from season 2 to season 3, so it makes sense.
Yeah, so that works. But yes,
it's going to be 9 episodes.
Okay,
9 episodes.
Literally,
it's a weird number.
It was cut down from 18 to 9.
Yeah, that was after the whole restructure that they had. So.
Yeah, no, I'm optimistic. I always want to be optimistic because we all love like the MCU to an extent. Anyway,
you guys don't think it's gonna be better than the Netflix thing, right?
No.
I don't know. I can't, not in good conscience. Not in good conscience. Not in good conscience. If it does turn out to be a lot better.
Then I've won.
Yeah, exactly.
I've won. If it's
Like we've
better.
got nothing to lose.
Yeah, there's actually
Because
nothing.
we can always still go back to those 3 seasons.
I can rewatch that time and time again, man.
Yeah, it's facts.
But if it does turn out that season 4,
They've already started shooting season 2, you know.
really,
Yeah, they've started shooting season 2 already.
Do you think Fisk has lost a bit of his credibility until he came back into Echo? Because when he was in Hawkeye, okay, and he wore the fucking Hawaiian top, and I get it, it's comic book accurate, you know, when he's not being Kingpin, he's doing up.
we don't talk about Hawkeye.
Yeah,
But talk about Wilson Fisk and Hawkeye.
yeah, and he was horrible in that, bro. He got smoked in like a half an episode, yeah. And then I was just like, okay, wait a minute. You had Daredevil take 3 seasons, bro, years to patent this brother, and then it took this guy 60, like fucking 30 minutes. Like it just felt so wasted. And then like, and then he comes back in Echo, and the fact that the company that was doing what they were doing in that thing in that town, I think it was the city in Oklahoma. I love that because it showed like his power, but it still didn't give me like a terrified fear of him.
I feel like they're
Whereas,
pacifying him a little bit, which is
so then how do you?
How
So
do you
then,
build him
how,
up?
exactly, yeah.
that-
How do you
Make
do
him
that?
in the trailer as Mayo.
No, great. He was fucking, bro. He was fantastic, bro. The white painting and everything. His voice, it was great. But again, it's just that we can't ignore
What's already gone.
yeah.
So it's like
How from Hawaiian to Mayor Wilson Fisk.
facts, and to the fact of like Mayor Wilson Fisk that we're fearing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like Matt thingy Murdoch. There was a point where he was like terrified, bro. Just of like the aspect of like facing him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because he is terrifying, and I think because like Kingpin, especially because Kingpin more often shows up within the Spider-Man series, as far as I'm aware. Like he's like a villain, I guess, throughout the.
He's like, I'd say I would say he's like the MCU's like Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he's just like there in every scene.
He just involved, fam.
And like for me, especially like within the cartoon series, like I always felt of him a little bit more of a gag character in the sense.
Facts.
He gets beaten very
But then
easily.
every now and again, he would do something that makes you go, oh wait,
Okay,
man.
I can see why he's Kingpin. But I
Yeah.
think in the Daredevil, I like the way he was able to establish himself, and that goes all the credit.
Because they, you know what, they didn't show him straight away.
They didn't.
He was elusive for like 6 to 7 episodes.
Bro, like
Don't speak about him. Don't say his name.
exactly the
Lit.
way they were able to build him up, right? And then like what Hawkeye and Echo done, they kind of like brought him back to this whole cartoonish vibe.
Facts.
Like he gets beaten.
It was too playful.
Easily.
Yeah.
Don't break what isn't. That doesn't need fit.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like
Or change whatever.
I just no.
Bro,
I'm not gonna go.
deep it, yeah.
Like,
Deep it. If it had the same storyline in Hawkeye and same storyline in Echo, but just didn't show him at all, just have his like henchmen or his people or whatever do it, would have been way more powerful. Way more powerful. Because it would have shown us that his influence is spreading across everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying?
still spreading, and it's just like it still gives the characters involved like even if you don't need to have the Kingpin there. You can just have like maybe like a mid-level henchman, someone that is realistic for them to beat, because you can't watch a Netflix show and see how much trouble Kingpin was giving Daredevil and then think, yeah, Hawkeye's gonna pattern him in one punch.
Not even just Hawkeye, Kate Bishop as well.
Kate Bishop,
Kate
yeah.
Bishop. Yeah, Hawkeye,
Yeah, wow.
Kate Bishop
Yeah, bro.
patterning him in one move.
The thing is, okay,
That's Eddie though.
of course, obviously.
Yeah.
You sicko, man.
Yeah.
Put it away.
Very,
But, like-
he's very a milkman.
But like obviously like it's a weird conversation to have, okay, obviously because we're talking about like the MCU now, because that's where we are now.
Yeah.
Do you know, okay? And it's like I do wish, okay, that they just stayed away from Matt and stuff and actually put him into a different universe and put the whole thing in a different universe. And then what I think that Disney Marvel should do is focus on another Earth and another set of heroes. Do you know what I'm saying? So even if you bring back like Iron Man and whatever, just do it, recast them completely, but on another Earth. So then that Earth still exists, and then in 5 years' time we can explore that. Now, Daredevil, X-Men, blah blah. all these things that they brought back, right? I wish that it was on that other Earth. So then now that we're going into it, we're almost stepping into their world. Whereas obviously now it feels like they're coming out of their world and they're stepping into the MCU, right?
I think,
do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what? You bring up a good point. I think it does come down to the whole market, like not even just marketing, like the ins and outs of.
Well, yeah, it was trying to keep the hype up post Endgame, right?
Endgame, exactly. So I think because DC, what they've done is quite well, like in the sense of like, okay, we've got all of these IPs, but we're gonna stamp on it and not intertwine them. Like the Batman is gonna stay in its own universe, and then you've got James Gunn's as Superman, and something else was coming out as well under James Gunn.
The Commandos or Commandos?
Creature Commandos has already
Creature
come out.
Commandos,
You've
yeah.
got,
Creature Commanders,
Peacemaker.
Like they're all its own thing. So to
Supergirl.
speak. And then that's the one. And then they don't have, and they don't need to, because like
I think it will like eventually though. I think
I don't think they should.
I
think they
actually
should
no,
just
yeah, I'm sorry, but like
and it's
so,
okay to.
yeah, but like my point is
Yeah.
that Daredevil, okay, like I do wish that what we get isn't diluted by the MCU or by what's been happening within the MCU. Like obviously, like the problem is okay is that if like the actions of Infinity War was so great that you can't ignore it. Do you know what I'm saying? So like series is like obviously WandaVision, Loki, even the Marvels. Okay, they're
Winter Soldier and
they're addressing the blip, right? They're addressing that happens, and it's you can't ignore it, because if you do, it's just stupid. Okay,
the show has the directors. One of the directors, Aaron Moorhead, was on Loki. He's on Daredevil Born Again, and I think they got the Punisher showrunner or show creator to come on to Daredevil Born Again, which would be interesting to see whether some of those sort of thematic aspects of what you just discussed transition.
Do you know do you know what I think is one of the most underrated villains in that whole like Defender series, with obviously Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and that was it, right?
Well, I guess Stick.
Underrated.
Isn't it, no?
Oh, Stick is my guy, man.
Yeah.
Who's Stick?
He's his mentor.
Oh, Stick. Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Out of all of those, yeah, I think the only person that kind of like goes up like a Fisk was David Tennant's character in
He wasn't in the Defenders though, was he?
no,
Wasn't
but in Jessica Jones. He was in
yeah.
Jessica Jones, yeah.
Yeah, he was
His power, by the way,
Crazy.
is
Crazy.
absolutely. Tell me, you've seen it,
I ain't seen Jessica Jones. No.
bro. Watch Jessica Jones. Out of like the rest of them, it is pretty good, yeah. Because the villain, David Tennant, puts on a performance of a lifetime, bro. Yeah,
scary guy, man. I thought he
bro,
was gonna
it's
murk me.
bro,
I thought he was gonna murk
so
me.
scary, bro. His whole power is that like he can see you and then just like he can control you. Like basically, you stop, and then he can make you do whatever. It's like that curse in Harry Potter. Where yeah, where it's like
So he can speak to you and tell you whatever you want, whatever you to do.
bro, as in like and bro, they allude to like the R word. Do you know what I'm saying? So like they allude to the fact that he's gone in people's yards, okay, and just made them do whatever, and that Jessica Jones, okay, she used to date him or something like that, and that she's convinced, okay, obviously like they try not to hit it too on the freaking nose, yeah, that for years or for the time that towards the end when she was like trying to leave, he didn't let her leave.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It is absolutely terrifying. And there's like a dinner scene, right, where they all sat around the table, and then he's making them have a dinner with this random family, and it was honestly like so terrifying. Yes.
Season 2 though is garbage.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely
Don't
trash.
watch that one.
I don't think I've watched season 2.
Don't do it.
Is that when
He's not even in it. Don't watch it.
Is
No,
that
I
when?
don't
Is that when she smashes a Luke Cage?
That was
Sort of. No, that was in Luke.
That was in Luke Cage. Luke Cage, yeah, crazy.
He was a dog though.
He was
Yeah,
a dog.
he was-
Bro, Matt Murdock's a dog though. Chill.
Yeah, he was on Claire. He was on Karen.
Karen, Electra.
I bet you like Electra, don't you?
Not really.
Okay. Before we wrap up, let's do two things. The first one, task. Your favourite scene from the original series.
Ooh.
I can list some out for you if you need a bit of help. But,
Yes, please.
You got, for example, the rooftop scene, Daredevil and Punisher. You got prison escape scene not prison escape. You got Punisher's prison scene. You got Matt's escape.
By the way,
I know. It's the one.
is the prison scene the one where everyone's in like all white and then like he just punches through everyone, right? Yeah.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the one where Matt Murdock goes.
That's season 3.
Is that season 3?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he beats Wilson Fisk and he goes, "I beat you. The city beat you."
Other way around, you mean? It's Wilson
Oh, the
Fisk
scene
beats him.
Yeah.
In that scene, the Wilson Fisk is like slamming him against the.
Are you talking about the prison scene when Matt comes in and then has to escape?
No. Oh, okay. I might be getting my scenes confused. No, it's the one where surely Daredevil beats Wilson Fisk and he goes, "I beat."
That's the final scene of season 3.
Yeah.
That's not a prison. That's not a prison scene.
That's
No,
not the
that's-
prison
but
one.
that's not what I'm talking
That's
about.
when he's in his apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I'm talking about.
That's your favorite, yeah?
Yeah, that's my favorite scene.
Yeah.
Like powerful.
I think he took on Bullseye and Kingpin in that scene as well. Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
find.
yeah, he did.
I can't find the scene, yeah, but it's the scene where Fisk, he's at the dinner table, ever his like routine gets like broken up because
Season 3.
season 3 we're constantly shown.
Is our favorite.
Season 3, okay, like we're constantly showing, his like the same breakfast. He does a little thing and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And then,
Link.
yeah. And then there was a scene where I think he gets arrested, and they all come in like feeling crazy, but he's just like still doing his own thing, right? And then obviously he starts going mad. That scene for me is outstanding, bro, because they set it up for like four like eps, like, you know, price that. It's like, yo, that's freaking sick. And then obviously you see how like tapped his wife is. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, Vanessa,
Yeah.
She gets ingrained by season 3.
Yeah,
She's locked
yeah. But that scene made me clock that
That's
his
about to die.
his household like environment was tapped. And she was like this, like, yeah, come, I'll do whatever you want. Like, we can ride down this thing. Yeah, but yeah, so I would say like, yeah, the break of his routine. I mean, that's what makes me super excited about the trailer. That you know, we're assuming that it's obviously blood on the painting. You know what I mean? Like that's breaking his like routine. Why he's the symbolism of that. So yeah, I'm super excited.
Sick. Mine's easy. The rooftop Punisher, Daredevil.
Dope.
But there's the 2 hallways there, well scenes for season 1.
Of course.
Really good scenes in there. And I liked the Bullseye office fight scene with Daredevil as well, because it showcased their different skills. Like Bullseye, long range, throwing things. Daredevil, close range, amazing. And the final one, if you had to predict a cameo from the MCU in this, which is probably going to happen, who do you think is going to appear in Daredevil Born Again?
I think it will be one of the Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
Thunderbolts.
generally.
Oh, you think Defenders are coming back?
I don't think
so.
Defenders is coming back.
I think we'll get like a Yelena type vibe.
I don't know who.
I think that's the more like realistic one.
What's wrong with you? Like?
I feel like that's the more like one, but like I guess like the hopeful one is, or not hopeful, but like the more like MCU one, yeah, would be at the end getting Tom Holland.
He's too big time, man.
Yeah, he's too big.
No, but deeper though, they're connected though heavily in
But it's
the
not happening.
comic books, bro. Hell's Kitchen,
That broke the internet.
If that did happen.
I think it might happen.
Because, Charlie Cox gave him a cameo, you know?
Yeah. Also,
You owe me a favour, bro.
Yeah.
Also, like I hope if it does happen, I hope it doesn't happen at the end. I hope it happens like in the middle, everything he dips. You know what I'm saying?
Make it natural.
Yeah. Don't make it look like a, oh my god, look at this person. No. Like
Don't give us the classic Marvel post-credit scene type shit.
yeah. The other thing that I heard was Ned.
I was gonna say though,
Like Spider-Man's that bestie.
technically, Daredevil doesn't know that he's Spider-Man
No, he does.
He does.
because everything's reset. No.
Oh yeah, at the end of
Oh.
No one knows.
You're right, you're right,
So
you're
there
right.
is actually no more connection, other than I guess Tom recognizing that Daredevil was his lawyer.
So it's still connection. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. You're on the Defenders vibe.
I'm
right?
on the Defenders. I think one of the Defenders is going to show up, and
Jessica Jones said she'd like to come back, didn't she?
She did.
I'm hoping. I mean, I don't really care which one. Apart from Iron Fist.
No, if it was Iron Fist, bro, rock it off, man,
I,
innit? Yeah.
like, I actually do care. If
I saw
Iron
someone
Fist
say,
come back-
"How can I see this guy get pammed in Game of Thrones?"
Oh, yeah.
to Theta being called the Iron Fist. I was like, "Yo, that's so bad, you know." But,
Right, let's move on.
But yeah,
Any closing thoughts before we move on?
nah,
Yeah.
no.
Film and TV for Feb. We'll do a quick sort of debrief, maybe spend for 5 minutes on each project. Horse, you watched September 5 the premiere.
Yes.
Shout out to Substance and Paramount for the invite.
Substance Global, yeah, love y'all.
Quick thoughts on the film premise. What did you think?
Good film. I thought it was for the film and for the concept. Kids, could you get up the director's name, please? Yeah, like for the film and the concept, I thought it was brilliant. I said to Gaz and the team at the time that it reminded me of Air. By with Ben Affleck and. So September 5th is about the 1972 Munich disaster, which obviously happened at the Munich Olympics, where 11 Israeli athletes were held hostage by some, I guess, terrorists. Okay, per se.
I don't know where you. Okay.
Oh no, because the whole point of like the film was to kind of stay away from the politics of it, and like
insane.
Yeah.
Like
So
what?
yeah. But bro,
But you have to hear him out first.
but I promise you, it's one of the best conceptual films that I've watched in a long time. Okay, and they actually did stay away from the politics as much as they could, because obviously it's still a very, political issue. The way we did it, was that they showed it from the perspective of the media, right? Instead of hiring actors to recreate, the athletes and the scenes, they used all real footage, because at the time, during 1972, a big thing was that it was the first time that the world was re-accepting Germany post World War II in an international event.
Yeah.
Publicly. So Germany will try and make a massive effort into the safeguarding of people there and that stuff. Ironically, by doing that, they dropped the amount of like security that was there, because they didn't want to show force. Like, people with like guns and blah blah. You know what I'm saying? PTSD, trauma, blah blah blah. Obviously, that means that the fanfare and like the noise around the Israelis, was a massive thing, because they're coming back to a country that obviously tormented them for years. So that's what it was about. But another massily significant thing was that it was the first ever live internationally broadcasted event ever. Right, so so and only a few companies had the tech to actually live, and one of them was CBS, right? It was ABC, sorry. It was ABC. So ABC were able to basically come down from the US and then fight with the other broadcasters there, the German ones, into showing what goes live and etc. Obviously, by these times, there's no TV laws, to say what you can and can't show on TV. It was more just kind of like the ratings were the biggest thing. So this whole film is from the perspective of the media control room, of when they found out that the hostages were taken hostage, and that should we cover it or not? Do you know what I'm saying? So they then end up getting people on buildings and stuff, filming it, you know what I'm saying, and getting these famous shots, which today's time you're never getting, because obviously of TV regulations now, right? And then all the footage that you see that involves the hostages, all the footage that you see that involves the terrorists, all the footage that you see that involves the host, all the audio that you hear that involves the reporters, original. So the actors in the control room are the only actors, right? So when they're talking to the host in the main room to update him, they're using real footage. So they're having to act as to what he thinks he's gonna hear. Do you know what I mean? It's freaking genius. Like it's actually genius. And what I love about it was that the only time they delved into it politically was the personal preferences of the people in that room, right? There was a German girl who was just determined to shift the concept that all Germans are bad, right? I said to guys, okay, I was like, the perception of her is something that I didn't even consider. Right, but the fact that she's like, we were prisoners too in our own country. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't actually believe in what he was doing. Do you know what I mean? Okay, but like we were here, and because I have an accent now, okay, or because I'm from here, the perception is that I was part of that regime. Well, like I'm not part of that regime. Do you know what I mean? So, and then there was obviously that. There was the whole Palestinians. Obviously, there were there's like a whole history behind why that happened, that they were trying to free 200,
which is mentioned as well.
Which is rightfully mentioned. 200 Palestinian people that were allegedly wrongfully imprisoned in Israel, right? So it's like, and even the broadcaster says, they say, what should we call them? And the broadcaster goes, I don't think we should use the word terrorist, because it's not been used publicly so strongly yet, because obviously we just came out of like 2 wars. Okay, so, and then it was the broadcasters that made the choice to use that word, and that's now like universally known as the moment that was like a commercially put in word, so. Which arguably in 1972 started the Arab regime of racism, the stereotyping of it, and all of that. The director
is Tim Fellbaum.
Tim Fellbaum.
I was also going to say one of the producers is also Sean Penn.
Oh wow, okay. He was on stage in the premiere, and his enthusiasm for the film was just breathtaking, you know what I mean? And he was so excited to like talk about the film. He was so excited to kind of share the film. He he does mention that they filmed this film like a long time ago, and what we said was that the timing of the release is so horrible and so kind of like suspicious to people that like us that have been supporters of a certain cause and that kind of stuff. So it's tough. It is really, really tough to like sit there and watch that, and then have people that are not so smart, be in that room and go, see, I knew they were always like that, and it's like, you're an idiot, so whereas like smart people or just normal mannered people can like leave that and take it for what it is, a conceptual film, based on an event that happened. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, which can be done about anything. So he talks about how they struggle to like release the film, obviously during like COVID and different times or blah, and it's like there's never gonna be like a good time to drop this film. But he then said to people, this is not based around the politics, okay, and it's actually based around a documentary that he watched called One Night in September, or One Day in and he said, guys, it's free, it's on YouTube, go watch it if you want to hear like the research and the actual theories and everything around that day. Do not take this film as gospel. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's great. But obviously the negative thing is that he can't go to 2,000 cinemas across the world and do that same speech. Do you know what I mean? So like the influence of this film, like I said before, it's a
propaganda almost.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, right? It's like, it's a great film, and it really is a great film. Like I genuinely enjoyed it. But is it something that needed to come out now?
Yeah,
probably not. But sorry. I know it's just.
I think, do you know what? Like, especially like, I think for all of us probably can say like, we love films that, let us take away things from it and then kind of like talk it as deeply as you have. Like, you were fucking pudding, by the way. I do want to mention that. no, legit.
My boy.
I genuinely was like amazed in like how you brought it back, because I was kind of like just stuck on my head. It's like, how can you make something that is so political not political? But then as you went on, I was just like, okay, cool. I actually see where you're coming from. So
it's mad. It
sounds like a powerful film.
It's honestly like such a good watch, but such a tough watch, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Got nothing to really add, you know. You kind of fucking stole the show there.
Sorry, man. Sorry, man.
He was in the game
Yeah,
flow, innit?
he was in his
Bro,
fucking bag.
you know what it is,
man.
bro? Like after that day, bro, called my sister. We had a whole chat about it, man, for like an hour and a half, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And she was breaking down to me like why she thinks it is like propaganda. And when I was saying to her, I was there, man. She's like, to be like, doesn't matter. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. Like there's so many films that she was like saying to me, how many films, okay, do you know that they spent, 40, 50 mil on, but that you've never seen because they haven't dropped it for another reason. Like, the star, did so and so, and it's like, all right, cool, safe. So she, she's like, people are dying, Huss. People are literally dying, and so why should this be? Or why should this be a thing? What? Just because some of these creative vision? And I was like, wow, I absolutely get it.
I can't remember, but I remember I saw this quote and it was an explanation about how everything that we do, everything we do is political, like everything.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything, like, especially art, like,
Especially art.
No matter how you try to stay away from it,
has
it's all
a message.
technically political.
Yeah, it's tough.
I will just add, Peter Sarsgaard is incredible in the film.
Oh yeah.
He's a really good actor and I'm a huge fan. And I just really like the intricacies of the way the film delved into like a media control room in that particular era. Alongside the way it was shot, which was beautiful, but the intricacies of making a show happen and how they had to sort of transmit certain aspects of material to other aspects of the Olympic Village to make the live show happen was really, really intricate, really, really well done. We all had, I think I think some people in the theatre would have had sort of dubious feelings about the film due to whatever stance you have. I definitely felt that, but I still took away a lot from the film itself. But again, I have the luxury of being someone that can critically break something down without necessarily it affecting my political stance or my thought.
The fact that that's a luxury to you is mad, because it should be the norm to everybody, but obviously it's not. So.
Yeah, stuff like that.
We'll move on. Jason, is there anything you want to touch upon? I know you've watched a few things. Which one do you want to go into first?
Do you know what? I think because I'll probably have less to say about it for now, so I think I'll go into Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man first.
Yeah, let's go.
Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man is...
Don't spoil it for me.
It's hard to spoil, to be fair.
It's hard to spoil because it's not like the characters that are involved. Like, I guess it's more the plot, and I don't think the plot is anything to write home about. Not to say that's bad or anything like that, but Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man is the new animated show from Disney Plus. I think it's from the same animation studio that was doing the What If series.
Dope.
You might have to fact check me on that one. I just think it is, but
I think you have. I don't know if it is.
I
fact check it for us anyway.
Yeah, do fact check it for us, please. But Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man, is just like any other Spider-Man story. Like, I think with Spider-Man, the character being as iconic as he is, there isn't much room for him to kind of like be one way. But what I found really well in the show, that is, while they didn't do much with Peter Parker the character, they have done a lot more with the other characters, specifically the Osborns, turning them into black people.
Yeah, go on.
No. Okay, that was a.
You sounded like you didn't want to say it.
No.
How dare they?
No. That was a weirdly constructed sentence, because I was just like, I'm just kind of like talking as I'm thinking at the same time, and I think that it's just.
Yeah, you're right.
Same studio?
Yes, the Marvel Studios Animation has released 4 projects. What If, X-Men 97, and now Your Friendly.
There you go. Yeah. So I think.
And I am Groot.
Yeah, fair enough. But like, one thing. Yeah. So just quickly on the animation again, like the talent is there for show. Like the 3 shows that you just mentioned. What If, X-Men 97, and now Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man. I think from a visual aspect is so beautiful.
I fucking love it. And I don't understand why people are hating on it. It's actually really jarring me.
I think one thing that
it's not. Yeah, go on.
For me anyway, like where I can see the, especially within the action scenes, especially when Spider-Man is doing like flips and stuff like that, I can see like, and this, I guess if that's the word for it, like the frame rates can get a little bit.
Wait, it's not the FPS is not good, yeah.
That's not what I'm trying to say. But like I can see why it can be jarring to kind of like nerds, if that makes sense, because it can look a little bit choppy, but I don't think it's bad enough for us to write home about. I still think it's a very beautiful visual watch, especially like within the transitions where they do it.
Comic panels.
My
God.
It really reminded me of the Ultimate Spider-Man PS2 game, and I was like, that's one of the reasons why I liked it as much as well. Anyway, but the animation is beautiful for the most part, but I think what they do as well with the characters, as I was saying, like turning kind of like Norman and Harry, the black characters, and kind of like going literally what we just said 2 minutes before, like every single piece of art is political, like having I don't know what the word is, like having black people playing like oligarchs or like rich people as almost kind of like the villains. Not to say that, you know, black people are villains or anything like that, but like just giving us a diverse range of, yeah, exactly. Like we are just like everybody else, if that makes sense. Like we have such a plethora and diverse kind of like cast of black people. We can be anyone, but it's the fact that we don't get represented as often as anyone.
Yeah.
And I think that is no, yeah, that's what I think is kind of like good to see. And if anything, like for Norman anyway, especially within the old 90s cartoon series, he always had waves, so it makes absolute sense that they had to make him a black
Man, like Coleman Domingo.
Exactly. Like, and
his voice acting is really good in this.
Voice acting is so good.
Norman's black.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally. Wake up, man.
Wake up, man.
Wake up.
My nigga, man.
Coleman Domingo is voicing him.
No.
Yes,
I thought you were talking about something completely different.
No.
The Osborns.
Yeah, the Osborns.
Sick.
No, but I think that is so good. And
Well, the show creator is actually a black man, and I think he isn't afraid in the series, as we've seen, to like dive into like those sort of issues that affect black people in the real world and put them into the animated series, which I really enjoyed. Because then that's, I guess, the refreshing aspects of the series. It's just telling a story that we might have seen before, but from a different perspective of different characters and different people with different experiences. That's what's been the strength of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man so far, at least.
Yeah, so far at least. And just to jump off that, like you brought up a point of kind of like showing different perspectives, especially within, I'm forgetting his name, the football quarterback.
Oh yeah, I know something about yeah.
Like in the very second episode, sorry, or was he? No, very second episode, kind of like, you know, when he says bye to Peter and walks home, and then like you see the kind of like it doesn't do it in an overt way, but just kind of like it hints at kind of like what you would expect the struggles of like a black kid in New York to have, like being profiled by the police, going home into kind of like this poor neighborhood area and stuff like that. His family's kind of like, it's hinted at being struggling.
There was even a moment where Peter Parker did something in the first episode, and I think like Peter was speaking to him about something scientific.
Yeah.
And
he answered back, and he was kind of like taken aback because he didn't expect him to be a smart guy. Like, and it's just one of those things. Like, it does it so well. These subtle little hints of like, you know, like almost profiling and just hinting at these wider aspects, these wider conversations, without having to make this thing, which I think will lead me into the one small criticism I have, which isn't even on the show, but more of the voice cast of it. So I can't remember the guy's name who does play Peter Parker. When the show did come out, initially there was a quote of him talking about like how
Hudson Thames?
Yeah, Hudson Thames. Like there was a quote of him where he was talking about how he didn't want the show to be woke, and he doesn't like things that are woke. And it just
sounds stupid, bro.
That's what I was gonna say, because it sounds stupid, and it sounds like to me you don't know what the word woke means, because you look at the very first episode of Spider-Man, it is woke as fuck. Like, and it's not even about kind of like the race swapping of certain characters and stuff like that, especially being kind of like a talking point for people nowadays. Like it's the ideas that you're putting forward. Like Spider-Man is a political character from the get-go. Like, he's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's there for the little guy. He's there for the small people. He's there for everyone. And that in itself is inherently political. And to come out and say something along the lines of like, oh, I don't want this shit to be woke. Like, I just want him to be like Spider-Man. It feels like to me you don't understand the character, and quite frankly, you have the fucking privilege of playing such an iconic character.
You sound enraged. engaged.
Nah, I am.
Listen, one thing I will say is he looks like the kind of guy that would say that.
He does. He
Yeah,
does
I'm
look
just
like the kind
looking
of
at
guy who would
pictures
say
of
that.
him
It's
now.
just like, look, we can all have our different opinions and whatnot, right? But like to come out and say something so wrong, it just shows to me that you do not understand the character that you're voicing.
You see that comedian? He made that joke, okay, and said he is black. Spider-Man is the most typical black person story of all time. Like his dad left.
Okay, where are we going?
I think we both left though.
Lives with his aunt and uncle. Uncle gets shot on by a criminal.
Where are we going? Where are we going?
That does anything to make peace. Obviously, you know, go to the wrestling thing. Okay, blah blah. Yeah, hustle's hard. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? Like, you know what? Let me just stop there.
Okay, cool.
But
Just to end Spider-Man on kind of like a more positive note, apart from
Cut
kind
it
of
out.
like other things, dumb comments, like I think the show as a whole, like thematically, visually,
Yeah.
and performance-wise, is fantastic. And despite the opinions of others, Huss and Thames still puts in a fucking good performance as Peter Parker, as Spider-Man. Matt Murdock does make a cameo, so
In the last episodes that came out, yeah.
yeah.
He's on the cast.
He's in
Yeah,
the cast.
he's
So
on
is
the
Vincent D'Onofrio as well. He's in the cast list as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, and I think the suits that they have him in are sick.
I think it's already been confirmed for a season 3. That's how much they're.
Okay,
locked
I
in.
mean it's a good show. It's a great show, and like you know, despite its opinions from the people involved outside of it, if we're talking about the art itself, it is amazing. I would urge everyone to watch it.
All right, Jason. The reason you're here today.
Only reason I'm here.
There's only one reason you're really here today. Question for you: had you been watching the show before?
Do you know what? I haven't.
So you're like newly integrated.
newly integrated.
Come on, man.
Oh, for
Come on,
sure.
man.
Yes, sir.
Come on, kids.
That was clever.
Come on, man.
Sir.
We need to integrate Huss
Yes.
at some point. What's the show we're talking about, and why did you want to talk about it today? The
Fucking
floor's yours, pal.
Severance, man. That's the only show that 2025. I know it's gonna be my fucking number one show. I'll say this for free right now. Severance. What is it about? So there's this company called Lumen where they have this new.
Sell it to Huss.
So this company called Lumen.
Turn of direction.
New concept of being severed. Severed is a procedure where you have an operation done where your work self and your kind of like, I guess, your
Regular
outside
self.
self and regular
sounds
self
like a bit of me.
is separate. So you don't know what's going on inside your work in the office that you're doing, and the person who is in the office does not know what you are doing on the outside. So it's almost like the idea of like having two split personalities where you have no idea what's going on.
One's having fun, one's just going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you say?
I said one's like having fun and
And
one's
this is where the show
going to work.
is really interesting.
Because it's like, is he having fun? Because does he want like a purpose? And the guy at work, does he want like more freedom? You know, in
He's along the right line.
You're pretty much
Yeah.
The
along
reason I
the
stopped you there,
I'm sure I know, man.
the reason I stopped you there though, is because the person on the outside isn't necessarily having fun.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting part of the show, because the person on the outside, you could argue, is the person that decided to have the procedure done to change their life, right? To give them another opportunity.
Doing the same routine, etc. I hear it.
And this plays into like Dylan was my thinking
Yeah,
process with that.
Dylan.
And his sort of, where are you up to? You've seen season episode 3, right?
Episode 4.
So you've seen 3 when
When he had-
But the thing
yeah.
is like, what's the point of talking about it? Because now I'm watching it.
Okay, cool. No.
No, I didn't say anything.
No, we're not.
You- I'm in now.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not gonna spoil it.
Sold.
Because what I really wanted to talk about was fucking Ben Stiller. As soon as I finished the first fucking episode and I saw the director Ben Stiller, I was like, ain't no way my man done this. But he fucking did. Also being an executive producer,
Dope.
like, I was reading up, like he put a lot of his own fucking money behind it to push the show to be where it is. And conceptually, right, because it tackles so many, like especially at the time where it's come out now, where we are talking about work, and you know a lot of companies are trying to repeal working from home and other CEOs. Shouts out to it's not shouts out, fuck the Brewdog CEO, where he's talking about blurring the lines between work-life balance, and there shouldn't be such a thing as work-life balance. And I think
I remember reading that. Yeah.
yeah, and then it's like it ties into this whole like wider narrative. I'm not sure if this was planned or anything. The fact that Severance kind of like touches on these whole ideas of like, oh, like my innie is constantly working, and you know that's not what you should want for your life. You shouldn't always be work, or you know, the one way or the other. I think the way it's shot as well is so beautiful. Like I'm not sure if I'm using the word correctly, like the liminality of it, like each, so in the show, like when they're showing the office scenes, like within Lumen, when they're working, right, there are loads of hallways that go to wherever the fuck.
You're using the word correctly, mate.
Yeah. Like wherever the fuck. And it's all like these very small hallways that feel like, and the way they kind of like shoot and pan the cameras and everything, right? Like, so you'll have scenes where Adam Scott?
Yes.
Adam Scott is like running, right? And you never can quite scale how large this office is.
Because there's a state of transition and ambiguity.
Yeah, there you go.
You know that opening scene in season 2 took them 6 months to shoot.
6 months for one scene.
You know.
Wow.
Yeah. That
Wow.
fucking, like, wow, that's all I can say to it. Like, wow, like the way you can never quite scale, and like the mystery behind it. So the mystery is within that show is like, because the people outside don't know what the people are doing inside, they're trying to figure out what they're doing in same way as the people who are inside, they don't know what they're doing outside, so they're trying to figure this whole thing out. All right, so like this like constant mystery, the constant vagueness, the constant kind of like nothingness about, or like plays into this whole, the way it's shot. And I think the writing by Dan
Erickson, I believe.
Yeah, is absolutely so well done. I think Adam Scott, I don't think there is a more perfect person to play Mark.
Yes, Dan Erickson got that right.
Dan
Come
Erickson,
on,
perfect.
Locked in, man.
Yeah, like and this is just to sell you one last time. Like Adam Scott, who has been on a lot of comedy shows such as Parks and Rec.
I know him.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So like you know how he is in like yeah. Parks and Rec.
That was that sharp.
No, fair enough.
You know what's funny? He's probably the reason why I didn't watch it at first.
Yeah,
I'll be real, I was the exact same.
Yeah, no,
because I was like, oh, he's cool.
But man on the show, I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, and I'm with you. But I remember, I feel like you and Manny were like big supporters of Severance at the time. And I was just like, okay, cool, I'll check it out one day because these niggas said it. But
They're actually making a film. It's called Mikey 17. Same concept.
No, it's not.
It's not the same concept, but it plays on the same idea of like having a person not like the two people. I
don't think I get what you're trying to say. It's not the first time that we've seen this premise on film or TV.
Yeah.
I think what the series does really well, alongside what you said in terms of the way the series is shot, is beautiful aesthetically, very purposeful in terms of framing and deciding which shots they want to use for particular scenes. Acting cast is superb because they're having to play, as you would seen before, they played two different versions of a character. So, for example, Britt Lauer, incredible as Helly R in the series. So
R? Oh my god.
So good. Milchek has been incredible in season 2 so far. There's so many interesting characters, and their purpose as to why they've done the severance procedure is probably one of the most intriguing aspects, because everyone has different reasons as to why they've severed.
Yeah.
And that's what drives the characters and sort of blurred lines between, well, you could argue they are one of the same people, but they're also very different at the same time because they live in different lives. And I think the biggest thing is we don't know the end game. That's the mystery behind the show. We don't know why Lumen are doing what they're doing by severing the minds of their employees. Season 2, we're a season and a half in, I still don't know what the end game is.
Yeah.
And that's why the show is so interesting, because people have got a Reddit server and they're like in there,
they're trying
living
to
in
figure
there,
it out.
trying to figure out. People are on TikTok doing theories upon theories. It takes me back to probably the last time I saw a show, not to this level, but like WandaVision theories, Game of Thrones theories. People are like trying to dissect and put the puzzles
They're involved.
together.
Yeah, they're like really involved.
And I think that's the most intriguing aspect because I don't know where this ends.
No,
So
for sure. Like, yeah, if there was anything to watch the show, like it's one of the
but you have to focus.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not a background thing.
It's
Yeah,
not-
it's not
you
a
have
background
to-
thing. You have
yeah.
to be locked.
Phone
in.
down.
You have to be locked.
Yeah, because if you miss something, bro, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's-
I'm in.
Phone,
Yeah, good.
phone down.
I shall watch, my friends.
And to be fair, Apple TV are probably making themselves one of the strongest platforms when it comes to TV shows as it stands right now.
Bar HBO.
HBO always going to be the pinnacle,
Yeah.
but I think Apple TV, because they come up with original shows as well
Yeah.
now, which is where, not to discredit HBO, loads of originals. So I'm not going to do the Huss thing.
Oh, we're talking about.
But HBO also have IP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's not a bad thing. House of the Dragon love, Penguin love, give me more, Dune love. But I have to credit Apple for the premise of original shows, coming up with original ideas for the show. So, Apple TV doing their thing, man.
Just want to also say that Lord of the Rings of Power Season 3 has been confirmed. So,
How'd you feel?
very excited, bonerific. Yeah. Very
Fairs. No.
Any
well deserved. Can I also say, because obviously at the time we didn't talk, to talk about this, I got shagged by putting it in my top 5. People were like, wait, put it top 5 for? 6 Emmy Award nominations, my brother. There's a reason for that.
Nah,
Anyway.
fair play. Like,
6.
I
6.
I trust you on season 2 being good.
Season
I
2
just
was
didn't
so
like
good.
season 1, and I haven't.
Do you know season 2 is so good? Yeah, that from episode 3 to like 6,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
You're just like this.
Okay.
It's like you're locked in.
That's
'Cause
exactly how I feel with Severance in season 2. Locked in for minute 1.
So you took your shine.
Yeah.
Okay, piece of shit.
No, I'm playing. Kind of.
Guy's a
But
piece of shit.
I'll jump back in.
Do you know the whole of season 2 is based around the intro of Lord of the Rings episode 1. So the Fellowship of the Ring, right? So Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship. Wait, have you seen it? Are you a Lord of the Rings fan?
I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, but I quit after season 1.
Cool. So season 2 is based on the intro of Lord of the Rings 1.
It's about the 9 rings.
It's about 9 rings.
Yeah.
So it's literally that whole intro. It's like, all right, cool. We're just gonna tell you that story.
So it's got
So-
to the 9, to the men, to the elves, to the dwarves, blah, blah, blah.
And do you remember, like, he says, like, oh, Sauron, like, tricked them into making the rings, so that he can have the ring power. It just tells that story, which is
So that's actually,
Okay, that's
that's
a
actually interesting.
good. That's a good story
You know
to
what?
tell.
If we start with that, I'll
Yeah,
be
okay,
Yeah.
okay, I'm on board.
nah, but kids, like, it's crazy because you find out how Sauron tricked them.
Yeah, because I'd always wonder, like, the way they
Because like they never address it, right? Like
No,
in
they don't
in
ever
thing,
address
yeah.
anything.
Because obviously no one was there. It was like thousands of years ago,
Yeah,
right?
and it starts off with kind of like in, I want to say the Shire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and even that we get the origin, we get the origin of the Shire.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Origin of the Shire.
yeah, which I didn't even think was a thing, bro. Honestly, bro, season 2 is lit, bro. There's even like 2 characters that are main characters in season 2. I ain't seen them for like 2 episodes.
Do you know what it is? My main problem was that I just didn't enjoy season. I haven't even finished season 1 yet. That's how much I didn't.
Finish
enjoy
it.
season one.
See, yeah, no, I think it drags.
Finish
That's
Yeah.
season 1 drags.
It did, but
Halfway through it, I'm like,
they're building a world, bro. They're building a whole world.
But okay, do you know what? No,
Anyways, I think we should. It's like an hour and a half in now. You know what I'm saying? I think we should.
wrap up.
Yeah, I think we should wrap
We've
up.
done a lot of talking.
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, just a quick one. Paradise, Disney Plus, really good series as well. I think it's now
Ooh, nice.
five episodes in. Would highly recommend. Sterling K. Brown's the lead.
K. Brown, yeah.
First lead role as well for him.
Is it?
Yeah.
First lead.
I do
Fucking hell,
want
you
to watch it for sure.
You can wait to it. I mean, it's good. It's actually, I really like it, but you could wait for it to all come out and then.
Yeah.
If you're a binger like Basola, then.
I am.
Then you could.
because she's got a channel called.
Yeah, no,
Binger.
it's a great segue. Again.
Couple of integration puns.
Yeah, there you go. Couple of, okay,
Yeah,
fire.
it's really good. There's some shows coming out this in the week of the 20. What's the day tomorrow? Tomorrow's the 17th, right?
Yeah.
1,000 Blows is out next week, and so is 0 Day on Netflix. So that's Robert De Niro on his first TV show. Angela Bassett's in it as well. It's a political thriller, and Jesse Plemons.
Damn.
So the week of the 17th, it's out on the Thursday, I believe.
That's on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah,
Okay.
Robert De Niro's first TV role. 1,000 Blows is Stephen Graham
Yes.
and Malachi
He's dope.
Kirby.
Guys, got to watch EP4?
No, we got to interview them at the red carpet, but I think
carpet,
guys went to the
set thing, yeah,
set thing. Yeah.
Which was cool. Malachi Kirby is a BAFTA winner, and he's in the series as well. It's a series. It's going to be on Disney Plus, and it's by the creator of Peaky Blinders.
Right.
I'm intrigued.
Strong.
I'm intrigued.
Strong.
6 episodes set in the Victorian era. Sounds like it's going to be good.
6 episodes, something light.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw the trailer for that actually with Stephen Graham. Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. Yeah.
And Stephen Graham.
It looks good. It does look good. I
Stephen
can't.
Graham's the man as well.
Yeah, no, he's dope. I fuck with him.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. If you've got, listen, we are your home for film and TV. So if you need recommendations, make sure to follow the Post Credit Scene podcast, the 14 HQ original. Lovers of film and lovers of film, TV, and theatre. Make sure to check out the YouTube. Make sure you subscribe firstly and foremost. So you click the bell and you get to see all of our content as it's ready.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure to leave a comment as well. We really appreciate when people comment. I think that's the best part of the experience as creators, when people comment and share their thoughts on your opinion. They can tell you you're chatting shit. They can tell you they like what you're saying. Either way, we like to hear from you guys. You can let us know what you're looking for from us as well. If you want us to diversify the content somewhat, tell us what you want us to watch. Give us some recommendations. That would be cool as well.
And we can tell you no.
Okay. Yeah. And lastly, follow the socials. We're on Instagram and TikTok, putting out some fire short content for you guys as well. And we are over and out. Shout out to Huss, shout out to Jason. A really good episode. Kiz and us in the building as well. You know the vibes, man. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, that was a shift, eh? We actually fit quite a lot in there.
Like, I think, we found a flow state, especially like within the Daredevil concept.
Daredevil stuff actually flowed.
Like,
They're the one that were quick as well, yeah.
It worked out because now that's gonna come out closer to
Daredevil.
Do you know what I mean? So dope. Instead of being just back up and down, that actually.
Listen, have you seen season 1 of Last of Us?
Ask me that question again and think about
No,
what
because you know what? I have a hot take. I don't think he's a good Joel.
Oh.
Pedro, I don't think so.
No, I think video game Joe is better.
It's a
Hi, I'm Lashana Lynch, and you are listening to the Post Credit Scene podcast.